Hey, beautiful dreamer. Today we are going to be tackling how to overcome procrastination in 5 easy steps. So, if you're still not living the life of your dreams or accomplishing those goals and action steps that we've been talking about, this is the episode for you. Today's timeless truth is defying procrastination and embracing the journey towards achieving your dreams. I hope you're ready to change your life for the better and just do it. Okay, in today's episode, we are going to be equipping you with everything you need to overcome procrastination and take action on your dreams. In 1988, Nike rolled out the iconic Just Do It campaign. And over the next decade, they leapt from 18% up to 43% in the US market. And from 877 million, even though that sounds like a lot, to $9.2 billion in sales worldwide, proving to the world, and especially to you and I, that there is a huge need for influential motivation to accomplish those tasks or dreams and goals, which we believe in our heart of hearts that we can accomplish. Even more importantly than that, to simply have the courage to believe that we can accomplish them. Unfortunately, it's going to take a lot more than just a pair of tennis shoes or a t-shirt with a catchy slogan on it to make it happen. We actually have to just do it. So first of all, we will have to define it. And when we think about procrastination, what usually comes to mind is delaying or postponing tasks. However, the definition is a lot more serious than that. In fact, it comes from the Latin prefix pro, meaning forward, and crastinus, which means of tomorrow. Or, as we Hispanics like to say, mañana, mañana, literally putting off until tomorrow. Unfortunately, tomorrow rarely comes. The word actually means moving or acting slowly so as to fall behind. And the word procrastination implies a blameworthy delay, especially through laziness or apathy. Well, I don't know about you, beautiful dreamer, but the majority of my procrastination usually does not stem from apathy. On the contrary, I believe the majority of not jumping out and trying something new or pushing off until later what we could easily accomplish today lies an underlying fear of failure. Fear of how we will look. And definitely, there's some fear of what other people will think. As tempting as it may be to keep putting off the tasks that we're uncomfortable starting, or maybe even don't enjoy, we need to face the reality that it will often lead to more stress later. So, first of all, we will need to identify if it's fear-related or simply something we really don't want to do, like the dishes or cleaning the house. Secondly, what would it look like to just do it and take action? Okay, if you're ready to actually begin achieving your personal and professional goals, but you have found yourself caught up in a never-ending cycle of procrastination, the shift towards success starts now. Okay, to start with, I want you to make a list of 1 to 3 things that you truly desire to do to accomplish your dreams and goals, but for whatever reason, you have yet to even begin. Anybody else with me on this? Trust me, I know that life can get busy, and before you know it, 6 months to a year have passed you by. Remember those SMART goals that we did? Maybe one of the reasons you've been procrastinating is because you didn't have a clear idea of how to go about pursuing the goal that you desire to accomplish. So we're going to do away with that ambiguity now. Write out your goal, specifically with measurements, and the most important thing is to set that time frame. I recently recognized that I wasn't accomplishing my workout goals because I hadn't set dates on the calendar to accomplish them. I wasn't intentionally procrastinating, But when I made a commitment to go to the gym 3 times a week, it seemed like every day ended up being busy. And by the end of the week, I had maybe only gone once that week. But when I picked intentional days to go and I put them on the calendar, what do you know? I actually went to the gym 3 to 5 times. So once you figure out approximately how much time the goal will take, keeping in mind, just like any other project, it will usually take a larger investment of your time and or money than we initially believe. I want you to add in a little cushion just in case. Now, it's time to create those action steps. Now that you have a defined time frame, divide your goal or task up into doable action steps. It's important to define these action steps right down to the estimated time frame for each one. Third, I want you to recognize the impact on your self-esteem and your motivation. Sometimes the hardest part of overcoming procrastination is combating the lack of motivation. Yes, it's so much easier to jump on Netflix or social media than it is to actually do the thing. So, I want you to imagine for a minute what it would look like for you to be on the other side of accomplishing that goal or that project. Does it look like actually becoming the person that you desire to be? I would love for you to share more about what that feels like in the comments. Okay, because the opposite of that looks like discouragement, defeat, and subconsciously believing that you truly don't keep promises to yourself about what you're going to accomplish in life or who you're going to become. And what no one ever talks about is how that subliminally affects our self-esteem, because we usually see others as the ones that accomplish their dreams, go on the trips, and have the perfect families and picture perfect lives. But what nobody shows you publicly is how they overcame the same battles to begin themselves. Because that's exactly what it is, beautiful dreamer. It's a battle. It is choosing to armor up, take that first step, and actually step out to begin doing the thing. For years, I lived defeated, thinking that I couldn't accomplish the things that I had planned in my mind and that I desired to do. But once I started implementing tools that held me accountable, and even more importantly, being aware of the fact that I could possibly be a role model or an inspiration to someone else that wanted to achieve a similar goal, I began to step out and just do it. Now, I'm not going to lie or minimize the effort and say that it was easy, that it was comfortable, or even that in some of the situations, I didn't have to step out in fear, but there was always something deep inside of me desiring to burst out and make a difference in this world. And thank God that something won the battle. For example, several years ago, when I felt called to join the fight against human trafficking, I really didn't know what that looked like. So just like I encourage you to do, I did a little research and I Googled it. And in my research, I found that there was a bill coming up for reauthorization. It was the TVPA, the Trafficking Victims Protection Act. And I saw that there was a conference in Washington, D.C. to learn more about this fight, to learn how to lobby with the appropriate legislators, to educate them and encourage this reauthorization. So I signed up. And I jumped on a plane all by myself to Washington, D.C. because I was all in. And after that step of bravery, the doors began to open all around me. This is why the initial step of just starting is so important. Let me know how I can help you just do it for your dream or your goal in your life. Okay, also learn to identify personal triggers, such as fear of failure, perfectionism, lack of interest or motivation, as well as those psychological and emotional factors such as anxiety and stress, self-doubt and low confidence. Let me know if you'd like to hear an episode on tackling these issues in the future. Fourth, make your goals trackable. and easy to implement in your current lifestyle. I know I talk about this a lot, but it is so important to set daily, weekly, and monthly milestones. Create that schedule. Practice time blocking, where you dedicate specific time blocks in your day or week that are dedicated to pursuing this project. For example, yesterday morning, I set 2 hours aside for something that's not a tangible or visual accomplishment, because I am constantly desiring to become better at what I do for you. So I was doing some continuing education by taking courses online. Something like this that doesn't have tangible results that you can see is so easy to get set aside if you don't schedule it. But it was the second thing on my list for the day. I calendared 2 hours to accomplish that goal before I allowed myself to move on to the next task. Let me know if you would like to learn more about that time blocking technique in the future. Okay, another key component is overcoming external influences, distractions, and interruptions. For your phone, social media, etc., put your devices on Do Not Disturb. Set an appointment with yourself to do the work in a place where you won't be interrupted. Or if it's location specific, for example, you need to go to a gym, conduct research, etc., make an appointment with yourself and put it on the calendar to actually go to that location. All right, let's talk about building healthy habits. This looks like establishing routines in your day or week, similarly to what we talked about in time blocking. But for example, this is where you implement consistent habits in your day or week, like brushing your teeth first thing in the morning. The habits that I've incorporated into my life that I don't even have to think about or write down anymore are exactly like that, like brushing my teeth. I get up every day in the morning. I read my Bible when I have my morning coffee. I am now going to the gym on 3 specific days of the week. I've given myself a little flexibility to add a couple of more days according to my schedule each week, but I add that day in as soon as possible. I grocery shop and I meal prep on Sunday afternoons for the entire week, because I know that if I don't plan ahead, then it's going to be harder to make healthy choices later in the week with my busy schedule. It is so important to figure out what are the things that you desire to incorporate as part of your healthy and productive lifestyle? And how do you begin to incorporate them into your schedule so that they become a habit that you don't even have to think about? They just become part of who you are. Now, the 5th step is more internal. Let's talk about addressing negative self-talk and practicing positive affirmations. So instead of saying, I have to go to the gym, encourage yourself with the statement that I get to go to the gym. I am creating a new and better future for myself. I am becoming the woman that I was created to be, etc. In fact, look at the goals that you have created and think if you have any negative or self-sabotaging mindsets or statements that you may be making to yourself internally or externally. Identify them and rewrite those statements into positive affirmations like we talked about, reframing your thoughts and attitudes with mindfulness. Learn to incorporate embracing your setbacks as learning opportunities. Also, build yourself a strong support system. That can look like having a life coach or a mentor walk with you through these steps, or setting up regular check-ins with an accountability network of friends or peers. And finally, keep these things in mind while taking action and maintaining momentum. Start small, tackling the easiest tasks first. Build confidence through small wins. Track your progress. Keep a progress journal, a day planner, whatever that you need to check off. And remember to celebrate those milestones and achievements while consistently evaluating and adjusting your approach by reflecting on what works and what isn't working. Be flexible and adapt your strategies as needed. Remember, I am always here for you, beautiful dreamer, to bring encouragement and to help you take that first step. I can't stress enough the importance of beginning now. Set that goal and let's do it. Remember, today's timeless truth is defying procrastination and embracing the journey towards achieving your dreams. Remember to please let me know how I can encourage you on this journey. And if this episode has benefited you, please like it, share it with a friend so that we can all overcome procrastination and accomplish our dreams together. And we'll show the world that happily ever after isn't a lie.